Greetings, Oseo. I would like to express to you my appreciation that you came by to view this video today. This video, of course, is a part of my Unconditional Self-Love series. This will be the episode 3. Unconditional love is loving without conditions and loving yourself with the flaws that may be within you. We said that love is patient and it's kind. Love's not arrogant. It's not selfish. Love isn't rude. It's not resentful. And I began to think about it and I said to myself, how can you love yourself? You can have the definition of love. Have we as a people ever experienced love or seen what love is in today's society? Because when I was growing up, we had TV shows that showed us love. Because even though there were characters in the TV show who were poor or had struggles in life, they still operated at a higher level because they were happy, and you can tell that they did what? They loved one another despite the fact that they had struggle. You could feel it and you can see it. We had good time. We had Sanford and Son. We had Jeffersons. Even though they were rich, you saw that George always talked trash, but he always did it in a funny, loving way. One thing that I've noticed today is people are struggling and people are suffering, but there's no love behind it, or there's no balance. So we have to identify what love is, and we have to learn how to operate in our higher self. And you might say, well, who needs this? Well, each and every one of us need to learn how to operate in unconditional self-love, because once you operate in unconditional self-love, you're operating in your higher self. It can take you to a new level of creation. You need a self investigation as to whether or not you are operating in love. And you might say, well, how can I do that? Well, you can do that by analyzing what you are experiencing in your life. This is important because what we are setting nowadays is a generational curse. So if you have, let's say, for instance, a mother who had a really hard life. She suffered because of lack, because her parents had to struggle to keep food on the table. The mother didn't have decent clothes. She had to wear the same clothes, dirty clothes. She didn't have shoes. All those things that a child should have given to them freely growing up, this mother didn't have that. So she began to create thoughts and beliefs about life. And those thoughts and beliefs began to dictate to her how she should behave in life. So she began to behave in such a way to the point where, even though she has grown, matured, in her mind, she's still suffering lack. So she holds on to every penny that she had. As an adult, she begins to have a very depressive mindset because of what she dealt with as a child. So she doesn't have any joy, no happiness, and no peace, because when she was growing up as a child, she didn't experience that. So now she has children. She's stressed out about money. She thinks she's in lack. And so she still has to go out and work hard in order to provide for her children. She brings all of those things that she had to deal with, that lack that she had to deal with as a child, into a relationship with her mate, her husband, and then it goes into the children, raising the children, raising the children with a sense of unhappiness because the mother is unhappy. So the children begin to have that negative, unhappy mindset. And then it goes on to what? Their children. So, in order to stop the generational curse and the dysfunction in that family, is up to you. Start learning about unconditional self love for yourself, to identify it, to experience it, so that you can do what? Teach your children. Because you want to stay away from dysfunction and drama. So, where do you start? Of course, you start within yourself. You might say, well, where does this come from? Sometimes it's good to analyze, look back into your childhood, because you can analyze with an adult mind what really happened. Because sometimes our perceptions as children could be very different. Because a lot of times children internalize what happens to them. And because their mind is not developed enough, they may not be able to analyze it with the proper perspective, especially if you, as a child, have not experienced the state of love. I can say for me, I experienced a state of love because I had my grandpa who showed me love when I was with him the first 6 years of my life. We lived with my grandparents, my mom and I. My grandpa showed me love. He read to me every night. He put in positive words into me, and he made me feel as though I was the most beautiful little girl in the world. So I experienced that love. I experienced that positive energy. And that was very important to me as I grew, because it helped me to stay focused. When you can identify love and experience love, then that can help you. Like I said, a lot of people can't identify love or experience love, real, true, unconditional love. So they don't understand what is going on in life. So we have to begin to deal with ourselves and deal with what is going on in our lives. We must identify what love is. When you're dealing with unconditional self-love, first thing you have to do is to start by getting to know yourself. Because once you begin to know yourself, you can begin to love yourself. When you think about this, when you are in love with someone, what do? You have to do what? You have to get to know them. You find out their likes and their dislikes. And when you find out what they like, what do? You try to give them situations and keep them in situations that what? They like, or what they love to do. You have a partner who you love, she loves dancing. So what should you do? Are you going to sit there and say, I don't want to go dancing. I don't like dancing. I don't dance. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, you're not operating in love. You are being what? Selfish. Ah. However, if you overcome your dislike for dancing and you go out and you on a slide, learn how to dance, and then you take her out to dance, then you are doing what? You are showing that you love her because you are doing something that you know that she loves, and you're gonna go out there and dance. And then she will do what? She will love you more for doing that. You understand? But sometimes in today's society, we get in a selfish mode and we like, I don't want to do that. That ain't me. That ain't me. But then you wonder why that person that you supposedly love has an attitude towards what? You. Because you're not taking the step forward to love them. And that's the same thing within yourself. Once you identify a flaw, say for instance that you have resentful feelings towards someone that has done something to you, okay? It's good for you to do what? To forgive them. You don't have to forget, but it's good for you to love yourself enough to say what? You know what? What they did to me was wrong on so many levels. But I need to what? Forgive them for what they did and keep it moving. And keep it moving. Because as long as you have that resentful feeling within you, the universe is going to keep bringing that same old thing that's going to cause you to relive that. Okay. So you got to love yourself through your resentment, love yourself through any anxieties, love yourself through depression. So that's how you start, by knowing yourself. You can also start by looking at the good within you and looking for the good that's within other people. So often we look at the bad and we talk about the bad and we just go on about what we see people doing wrong instead of looking at what people do right. Because if you are focusing your energy on what people do wrong, that's going to do what? Continue to bring back to you people doing the same thing that you think is wrong. I was looking at my Instagram at one time, just a couple of days ago, or maybe a week ago or so, and I saw a reel, and this reel said something that was very profound to me because it said that your subconscious only knows you. And when you, pay attention now, say negative things or think negative things about other people, it thinks that you are thinking negative things or saying negative things about yourself. And I was like, that's interesting. Because remember, what I said before was what's on the outside of you is a reflection on the inside. So if the subconscious only believes that it is the only being, if the subconscious believes that, then it is bringing back to you those things that you believe to be true. Your subconscious deals with your what? Belief systems, and also the subconscious is the creator of your reality. So since how the subconscious is the creator of your reality, so if you believe that the world is bad, then what the subconscious will create is situations that will perpetuate that belief that the world is bad. So what you can do is change your belief. Change your belief. Believe in love. Believe that love exists. Believe that you have the ability and the capacity to experience real, true agape love. Because if you believe that, then it will come back to you. You will begin to experience what real love is. When you begin to believe that people are good and comment on what is good in people and what you see in people, the universe will bring it to you. You will begin to experience that because that is what you believe to be true. So, that being said, start analyzing who you are so that you are able to know yourself. Once you begin to know yourself, you begin to do what it takes to continue to love. You begin to change your belief system and experience love outside of self. You will begin to identify love, identify those loving people who really and truly love you because you will see that side of the person. You will begin to see their love and respond to their love instead of watching and focusing on what they do wrong. Because there are a lot of people out here that love you. And if you don't love yourself and you have never experienced real, true agape love, that person that's right there by your side, who's going to always be there and who does not purposely harm you, who don't sit there and talk about you, gossip about you. When you find that person, you're not going to do anything to hurt that person. Because if you hurt that person might what? Leave you. So you're not going to do anything to harm them or hurt them. Or not even leave, they will begin to change their feelings towards you and maybe not love you anymore. So love yourself enough to know yourself so that you are able to what? Love and experience love from the ones that love you. So, with that being said, I hope this information was informative. I hope that it will be able to help you to go to the next level in loving yourself unconditionally. Because you got to love yourself unconditionally in order to love others. And what Michael Jackson say, the man in the mirror, once you begin to love yourself, the universe will bring things for you to love. And you will begin to experience love on a regular. Peace, be strong, be loved, be loving, and water.